Friday again, so I'm back for another update on my epic reading challenge. So last week I got through 2 volumes of War and Peace. Now I'm very nearly, look, I'm so close to the end. I'm very much on track to get this finished by the end of the month, which is very exciting. There has been so much going on. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised because it's a massive book, but Pierre, what are you doing? I just don't know what this guy's going to do next. It's so exciting and gripping. Apart from the scenes where Tolstoy talks about the war and where all the troops are, and that's just something that I can't picture. That I do find quite challenging, but I have learned a lot about the invasion of Russia. So I'm really looking forward to finishing this, and I feel like I will have really achieved something. I'm going to put this down now because it's so heavy and pick up the next heavy book, which is 2666 by Roberto Bolaño. I've switched almost entirely to the audiobook now, but I do like listening to the audiobook because I can do other things at the same time, and while it does take me longer to listen to it than it does to actually read it, I feel like it saves me time in the long run because I can spend more time on War and Peace in my actual reading time. So I've only got one part left to finish. This bit here. The 4th part of this is all about the crimes that are going on in Santa Teresa. There are a lot of women being murdered in this book. Basically, if you're a character in this, it pays not to be a woman or a taxi driver. There are lots of different stories that seem to be unrelated at the moment, and I'm interested to see if Bolaño will tie them up at the end or if he'll just leave it sort of loose. It could go either way at the moment. So last week I also talked about some of the books that have been distracting me, one of which was The Complete Persepolis. I've got about halfway through this one, so I finished the first volume. This was originally published in 2 parts. I finished the first part. I'm wondering if I will get this done by the time it needs to go back to the library. Hopefully I will, otherwise I might just mark the first volume as read on Goodreads. So if you see me switch edition, that's why. I watched the latest book haul from We Live for Books. They have a fantastic channel and I will link it below if you haven't seen it yet. I got into a discussion about Joan Didion and said that I had this book at home, and so I started reading this, and it's gonna be really hard to read this one. I'm 54 pages in and it is utterly devastating. I might have to pace myself with this one. So in light of the books that I've been reading, I mean, War and Peace obviously has quite a lot of death and destruction in it. The Roberto Bolaño is all about these hundreds of killings of women. Persepolis is about the Iranian Revolution, and The Year of Magical Thinking is all about death. I also went to see Mockingjay, which is a very long and harrowing film, and when I came out from that film I looked on Twitter and heard the news about Ferguson, and so everything this week has been pretty damn depressing, and so I wanted something that was a little more cheerful, so I finished reading Weird Things Customers Say in Bookshops, which is hilarious, but then you stop and realise that people actually said these things, and for that reason it is a bit depressing as well. The feed on Twitter has been pretty heartbreaking recently, with a lot about Ferguson, and it just has made me feel really quite helpless. And if you don't know already, there is a small way that you can help if you're feeling a bit useless like me, stuck on the other side of the world, you can't go to any protests or anything. So the Ferguson Library has remained open when schools have been closed, and it's been a safe community place for people to gather, and you can donate to them. It's something very small but something practical that you can do if you want to help. The Ferguson Library story is one of community and of hope, so if you feel that you want to do something and haven't come across that yet, then the link is in the description. Once again, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I love it when you comment and are supportive of my ridiculous reading load at the moment. I really do appreciate the discussions that go on in the comment section. So thank you very much, and I will hopefully see you next time. Bye.